Hey guys, Rooster here. I said I was going to do this a couple weeks ago, so I just kind of decided why not do it now. It's been kind of a weird day, and I just kind of want to just talk and perform. And before I go any further, when I say it's just it's cathartic for me to talk to you guys sometimes, and the fact that naturally I'm a theater guy, I'm an actor. I train to be on stage. I'm loud, obnoxious, and I'm not the best actor, but I love to be in front of people, which is why I continuously try to put up these videos, and I love interacting with you guys and seeing how things are. So it's like, these are really cathartic for me. And I mean, in the way the world is right now, without trying to bring too much of these, doom and gloom and crap out there, being able to have just an audience in general is really nice and really comforting. So thank you guys so much for watching. And, even if you don't watch all of this, thank you. Just one person even tunes in. I feel validated, and as stupid as that sounds. So I just want to say thank you guys so much. Anyway, moving beyond all of that and into the actual the reason that this video is coming out there is I said when I opened the first Pokemon pack that I would be talking kind of about my journey in Pokemon and kind of my relationship with Pokemon. Obviously, I'm 31. I was born in '89, and like anybody else in my generation, or at least I would say that was born around my generation, because somehow my wife, who's born around then, I won't give her age because it's rude to say a lady's age, but somehow she missed the Pokemon phenomenon. She didn't have a Game Boy that I'm aware of. I think that maybe she had a Game Boy, but they didn't have a GBC. And maybe it was the lack of cable, I don't know, but somehow my wife totally missed out on Pokemon, and it's really fun. When Pokemon Go came out a couple years ago, we had a really good time, her kind of getting to know it and kind of getting into it for a little bit, and so I mean that's been kind of fun. It was kind of fun teaching her, and now that we have a little guy, like we have a Bulbasaur, a Squirtle, and a Charmander plush that I cannot wait to hopefully one day, maybe in the near future, make a video of him picking his starter. And there's a right choice, obviously, and it's 1, 2, 3 Charmander, and everyone that said anything else is just completely wrong. So I'm sorry, guys. Gen 1, you got to go Charmander. Other gens we can talk, but Gen 1, got to go Fire type, got to go Charmander. Why? Because it's challenged the first couple gyms, and he becomes Charizard, which is just awesome. So I'm getting a little ahead of myself there. Anyway, so like I said, Pokemon comes out in, the end of the 90s. I want to say 97, 98, Pokemon hits our shores. Just like everybody else, I was immediately enraptured by Pokemon. I watched that first episode. I watched Ash meet Pikachu, steal Misty's bike, just get, destroyed by Pikachu until the end of the episode, and then see Ho, and then spend like a year or two thinking like, what the hell is that? What was that? So it's like you see the long game even in the first series where they're like, this is Ho. Probably that summer, my aunt buys me a GBC, which was super nice of her. I'm going to be honest, I have no idea why my aunt bought me a GBC. I mean, I was a good kid and everything. It's not like, I was a hellion or anything. And, I don't know why I was gifted this amazing gift at the time. Which, I mean, aside from Pokemon, I mean, God, if you guys remember your Game Boys, that was such an amazing system. And, I could take it anywhere and I could play it. And I had the crappy worm light so I could play in the dark. And, maybe, my aunt, she gave me a Game Boy Color. It was in teal blue, which was my favorite color. And I actually still have it. It is at my mom's house. I saw it recently. I'm kind of thinking about trying to dust it off and, just kind of put it in the collection out here at headquarters. So, I get this. I get Pokemon Blue. I wanted Red, but my aunt made a mistake. And I'm just so jacked at this point to get Pokemon. I'm like, I don't even care. And I end up with Pokemon Blue, and my sister gets Pokemon Red, which, fast forward a couple years, it happens a second time with a different aunt. I want Pokemon Silver, and my other aunt messes up and gives my sister Pokemon Silver, and I get Pokemon Gold, which it's funny to me. I don't know, man, maybe it's not funny to you guys, but to me, just looking back, I'm like, man, I had 2 separate aunts just, blow that one, but I mean, it's just Pokemon, so who cared? I was like, Pokemon! So I mean, even then I'm ahead of myself. So the Pokemon comes out, I'm so jacked about it. I love Pokemon. I eat, sleep, breathe Pokemon. I ended up actually starting to make a really good friend who I'm still friends with through Pokemon. He's one of my oldest, one of my nearest and dearest. Paul and I, we go back. We're in Boy Scouts together, and he has a birthday party. I want to say he turns 10. Or around that age, and it's with Pokemon Game Boy Color, and he invites me over for his birthday, and he has a Pokemon themed party with a cake, and we're playing. This is the first time I'm playing with other kids. He's got a link cable, so I'm able to like battle and trade. And man, it was such an amazing experience, and it's like everyone wanted to be a Pokemon master. Wanted to get the toys, wanted to get everything. I remember, oh man, I was so, like, I loved Pokemon so much that, there was this one that we went to, Blockbuster, that's a name drop, man, 90s right there, and, they had, for some reason, Blockbuster was selling toys, which, I guess, that's kind of I don't know if that was a normal thing or not for Blockbuster, but they had all these Pokemon toys, and it was like, it was close to Christmas, and I remember I was so disappointed that that we just couldn't afford them. And my mom ended up telling one of my another aunt. I have a lot of aunts, by the way. I have 3 aunts. My other aunt, she ended up going to Blockbuster and just scooping them all up for Christmas and my birthday, which are relatively close together. I'm a February baby, obviously. Obviously, like you guys knew that. I'm a February baby. Interestingly enough. Fictionally, I share a birthday with Bruce Wayne. Batman and I both have a birthday, February 19th. He has done much more with his life than I have, and is way more successful. But February 19th, so that's a fun little fact for you guys. But yeah, so it's and those were the old Pokemon figures that looked really cool figure-wise, but they came with the weird Game Boy that had the Pokeball that shot out at them, and they came with Pokemon Pogs. Because it was the 90s, and you gotta have Pogs. And supposedly there was a game with those Pogs. I honestly don't know. I do remember trading those on the playground and everything. And Pokemon Pogs became a sort of currency that the cards would eventually become when they made it to the shores. Yeah, man. Oh, God. Fast forward a few years. Pokemon Yellow comes out, obviously, after Pokemon Blue. I get that. You get the check. You get all the starters. Oh, my God. I knew a kid with a Game Genie, so I was able to get the Surfing Pikachu. That was probably one of the coolest things. Pokemon Stadium is one of the few things my sister and I could agree upon when we were kids to get as a present. And we spent hours playing Pokemon Stadium, just the mini games, everything back on the N64 is such a good time. Just such an amazing experience. And then Pokemon League happened, the Pokemon card game, the original, the Wizards of the Coast version, the set that if I can find, hopefully I'll be able to show off sometime. And that was another game changer for me, just Pokemon-wise. This was another chance to, now at this point I had a small group of friends who, for the most part, I'm actually still friends with. And we would play Pokemon together, and I would play Pokemon with my cousins who were into it. And, my cousin Bill and his wife at the time, Connie, and their son Charlie, they would play Pokemon. And they moved into my grandmother's house probably around this point. And we played so much Pokemon, and they said, hey, they asked my mom, hey, Patty, can we take Chuck to Pokemon League with us at Toys R Us? And this was another turning point for me. Pokemon became just so much more vocal, because then you're building decks and you're going to Pokemon League and you're getting promos and you're meeting more people and you're making more friends and you're having an amazing time. And I think I said this in the last video, but Pokemon League fell on Tuesdays in my area, Toys R Us. And Pokemon League fell on a Tuesday in September of 2001. Tuesday, September 11th, 2001. And as a kid, that was, obviously a heavy day. I was in 7th grade at this point, so fast forward, we're in 2001. I'm in 7th grade, history class of all the class to be in, when that tragedy happened. And I'm still addicted to Pokemon at this point. Pokemon Gold and Silver have been out for about a year at this point. I want to say I'm still playing. I'm still trying to track down those damn dogs, those legendary hounds. And I remember that when the towers fell, I remember going home. I was a walker. I was able to get home really quick. My mom had actually already picked up my sister. And I remember my cousins calling me, and they called and said, "Hey, we got to talk to your mom." And the big question was, do we do you go to is Toys R Us even going to be open? Are they going to have a Pokemon League? And this was probably the first time, like, I mean, as a kid, this was probably one of the biggest tragedies ever that I could remember. I mean, when I was a small child, in '95, the Oklahoma City bombings had happened, and by this point, school shootings unfortunately started to be a thing, and then they started to bring all that heavy shit in. But this for me, this was a turning point for me in how you deal with grief and you deal with tragedy and and what you do, and this kind of resolved, and it's still the kind of thing that when things happen, you keep doing it. You don't let them win, and my mom was like, yeah, he can go. He can go. And she was scared too. I remember because she was really because there are some steel plants around, and there were more steel plants, in the early 2000s than there are in 2020. But she said, yeah, he can go. And I remember a quiet car ride to Toys R Us that night. And I remember the feeling, the general feeling of even kids playing Pokemon. It wasn't the loud, raucous-filled area. But I also remember, like, laughing and not to sound like horrible, but I remember like being able to like still find joy and not still like, not like this all-encompassing grief. Like this was the first time really that my hobbies and the things I enjoyed as a kid had become an escape from reality. Like before it was just I'm playing, and now it's like this is an escape from it. So it's like I remember like I remember even adults at that point, like and against probably their better judgment, finding those moments to laugh and just kind of forget for a minute the horrible situation that was the world. That would the world changing. That's a day, that could mark everybody that I know, that everybody who was alive at that point, that was such change. But it was also when I learned that these hobbies and these things I loved and these brightly colored, cartoon characters, they could become, these kind of this kind of refuge, like a place to go back and kind of hide in. And, for me, Pokemon's always kind of been that. Shortly after that, I would say, I want to say a year or two later, Wizards of the Coast would stop producing Pokemon. It would go back to the Pokemon Company. And about that point is when I would stop playing around then. It was around the second Johto set, which I want to say was 2002-ish. I would stop playing. Just Pokemon League kind of folded, which sucked because Pokemon League used to give out cool pins as badges, and I was only one badge away from having the complete Johto set. But so Pokemon would fold, and at that point I started picking up other TCGs. Got a little bit more into video games, a little bit more involved in school, and I would leave Pokemon behind at that point. I would still watch the series. I would still play, and I would play the games through Gen 3. Ruby and Sapphire. I was a Ruby guy. I finally got the copy that I wanted in this one. So it took 2 generations before I would finally get the color that I wanted. And I didn't have, Pokemon Sapphire. That was the Gen 2 one, Sapphire. And I would get through that game. I would get my Groudon, and I would call it a day for Pokemon. And I put them down, and I thought, all right, I think I'm done here. I'm going to move on to other games. And I did. It's about over the years I would try to get back into it. I tried to watch the show, and I would just it's a little boring. Let's be honest here. I mean, it's a fun show, and I'm really excited to watch it with Parker in a couple years. But let's call a spade a spade. It's Ash usually failing. My interest was piqued a couple years ago when, spoilers, I'll give you guys a chance here. 3, 2, 1. He wins a league, and I was like, holy crap, Ash won. He won. And I went back and looked, and I realized the animation they were doing for Pokemon just wasn't my jam anymore. It didn't feel as crisp, at least for the human characters. The Pokemon still looks like. But it just wasn't my jam there, so I did not continue watching. And, let's see. Oh, I'm a little ahead. I'm sorry. Pokemon Go comes out in 2016. And it actually, ironically, that's not the right way to say that. It came out when I was on vacation. And it came out like the very beginning of a 2-week vacation from work. from my, at that point, new job, which is still my current job. But it came out at a perfect time. I just bought a new car that I was anxious to put miles onto. I was traveling the tri-state area at that point. There was a medieval fair we were going to a bunch. I was going to Pittsburgh. I was going to Columbus. I was going to the Marietta area. There were a whole bunch of places that I was going. So it worked out great. And again, Pokemon with my friends. It was my wife getting into Pokemon and kind of her learning the Pokemon that I knew as a childhood. As a child, I was hanging out with my buddy John and my friend Squiggles and Eric and just having a great time with Pokemon again. I started to think, God, I remember these guys. I loved them. They were so fun. And, Pokemon Go, I still play off and on. I haven't touched much recently, just because it gets a little repetitive. If you dig Pokemon Go, party on, not knocking in the least. I stopped playing again last year. I'm sure they'll put a feature in eventually that I'll be like, all right, I'll go back and try. Or there'll be enough Pokemon that I need to catch that I'll go back and try. Especially with the pandemic, you're not walking around so much. So, yeah. But yeah, so I started getting the Pokemon bug about then, and I would say I have been playing off and on since 16 there. And I keep looking. Sword and Shield really piqued my interest. I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet, but I've really thought about it. Almost pulled the trigger on Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, just because of Pokemon Go at that point. And, so it's like Pokemon's always kind of been there in the background. And then recently, a friend from college, Jared, who I talked about a couple videos ago, but I'll give him a shout out again, Jared's Game Room. Check out his channel because he's doing the Pokemon thing way better than I am. He started posting all this Pokemon stuff, and I was like, oh man, that looks so cool. And then he's posting, hey, look what I'm pulling, or I'm opening these packs. I'm like, oh man, I miss doing that as a board gamer. Like, you don't get that rush of like, what am I gonna get? It's that loot crate thing. It's why you play, loot box. It's why you play games and why you put money into them. You're like, I hope the drop box is cool. And I wasn't getting that. I'm getting that rush right now. And so it's like I was like, all right, there's a new set coming, Darkness Ablaze. I'm going to pick up that Elite Trainer box, and we'll see where it goes from there. And before that came, I was at Walmart, and I conveniently saw the Meowth VMAX box, and I was like, I love Meowth, man. I love cats. That's one of my favorite things. Like, check this out. And so I picked that up, and I opened it on here, and then I opened the Elite Trainer box, which was still really cool. And by the time you see this, I don't know if you'll see it before or after I open up the Eevee and Flareon packs. If it's before, spoilers, I have an Eevee and Flareon pack I'm going to be opening. If it's after, hey guys, remember that cool Eevee and Flareon pack? Spoilers, I got a really cool card that I'm really happy about, because I'm recording this after that at least. So it should be after that in the editing bay, but we'll see when it gets. You guys know me at this point. And I ordered some Pokemon Evolutions because I found out those were like the base sets. So I'm feeling pretty back, man. Like I'm back, baby. I'm ready to Pokemon it up. I kind of was looking at some leagues, some local places that'll have a Pokemon league, and I'm really intrigued to check that out. Once we're allowed to go outside and have friends that are not family members, and maybe we can sit close enough to play a card game. I'm excited to start the Pokemon TCG online. I haven't done that yet. Technical difficulties, you can't do it on a phone, and I don't have an iPad because my old one's crap, and I'm lazy and I don't sit in front of my computer a lot. I guess that doesn't really go well and all. But I'm working on that. So probably in the next week or two I'll be on the Pokemon TCG. And man, that's where we are. I'm looking forward to getting out there, trying some Pokemon. It's kind of goofy, but I was looking at like how you become like a professor or how like you become like a judge or something. I thought, maybe that could be cool. I go to board game conventions. It's one of my hobbies. Maybe I could be a judge. That'd be kind of fun. I'm feeling pretty back in Pokemon. That's kind of an abbreviated like Pokemon journey for me. There's stuff that didn't get mentioned. There's stuff that's not important, and there's stuff that did get mentioned that's probably not important. The middle got a little bit heavier than I expected it, and the beginning of this video was a little heavier than I expected. So if you made it this far, thanks so much for getting through the dramatic human part. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. Pokemon's great. Got to catch them all. If there's anything Pokemon did, it has ruined me for life and made me want to catch them all of everything that I play and I do and I collect. So, damn you Pokemon for that. With that, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button. They don't normally get this heavy. So for the record, if you're looking for a little bit more lighthearted, just, a fat ginger mispronounces Pokemon or gets confused really easily, good news, you're in luck with the channel there. And maybe I'll do some more vlogs like this. I don't know. We'll see how this one goes. But that's the journey so far. Let's see where it keeps going, man. It's been a party. So let's keep doing it, man. Let's go on, man. Let's go on the Champion's Path. Spoilers, that's the next Pokemon set. And I'm going to get an Elite Trainer box for that, too. Looks pretty slick. It's like a black box with Charizard on it. If I think of it, I'll throw some art up in the video right here. So, whoa. I don't know if I'm that good at editing to put a picture in. Maybe I am, though, so we'll see what happens. Thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. This is Rooster, signing out.